the people who are not currently here.
Oh, they'll be here soon enough.
Hello, VOD watchers.
That's what I said.
Already,
all the people
already
who aren't
Atlas is
here.
Hi, YouTube.
Another Tuesday, another MR talk show. Bro, damn, yeah, you had a paragraph ready to go. He's been sitting in here just waiting.
Oh, no, Atlas was primed and
Alice
ready
is the
to
real
go.
one.
He's like camping out on Walmart on a Black Friday.
I mean,
Have you guys
that's
been
what
to Black
all
Friday?
that's
No.
what all the Masters players are doing right now. We're all camping.
got
So
Years.
Bro, Black Friday is fucking miserable. I went like once a decade ago, and you know, it was the Tickle Me Elmo year. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
what?
Elmo was released, and it was like a problem. Like people were going to jail trying to get these like Tickle Me Elmo dolls. So I'm like a kid out there, and people are like literally fighting each other for these Tickle Me Elmo dolls. All for me to like, you know, I'm up at like 4 o'clock in the morning going to all these like stores and stuff to realize that I didn't want to buy anything anyway. Like Black Friday doesn't mean there's new and exciting stuff. It's just the
I
same
just want to
type
be
of
in that
stuff.
line.
But maybe there's a deal.
I
And
have-
now Black Friday deals they're not even deals.
They're
I have
marked up
never
right
I have never gone into a store on Black Friday in my life, and I don't understand why anyone would.
Don't ever
Sorry.
do that. Yeah, don't ever
I've
do that.
worked
It's not
in a store, in a retail store on Black Friday.
That is a reason why you would. I take it
Only
back. I'm sorry.
only one
Kevin.
time. Like I did that 1 year, and I've never worked in retail ever since. Might have been a reason, but
What was the
Pretty
store?
it was a video, kind of like a Blockbuster chain. It was like 10 years ago, but it doesn't exist anymore. Like everything of those.
Okay,
This is the
other than-
last podcast before seasonal.
Yeah. Other than
Indeed.
American capitalism being awful, does anyone have any idea what we're playing for seasonals? Like at all?
Yes.
Cool.
Don't
Majin,
we
tell me what
all
I'm
have
playing
a
for
sort of
seasonals. Help
idea?
me out,
You're
buddy.
playing for seasonals? Also, is my mic quiet, guys? My mic's been doing a weird thing lately. It looks like
You're
it's
just fine.
oh,
Fine.
now okay, now it's back. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be playing Ari Kennen, Lee Sin, Shyvana Pantheon because it's just really good.
Wait, who's that?
That's Jason.
We got
decided to show
Jason in
up.
here.
All right, the 7 person.
Surprise!
I can get. Hold on, I have to.
It's
Wait,
like
can
the
you
final
put, can you
game
put
now.
like a calm like over the Runeterra show?
Honestly, it's fine. I have like a bunch of work to do. I'll just sit this one out.
That's why you're here.
Okay.
I just wanted to come see all your beautiful faces. I love you all.
Hi, Jason.
It's good to see you. bro.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hi,
Good to see you,
Jason.
buddy.
Hang on, take it easy.
Enjoy
Bye,
your
everyone.
break, my friend.
Good luck with all your work.
Oh my God, Henneke's turning to an eldritch monster on stream. What is
This is
happening?
normal. That's
It's
just
always
how it
like
goes.
the bottom right person. Weird things happen to them, so I have to like keep my settings up so I can like click fix it. It's called Rainbow Puke Fix is the name of the button.
Oh,
I
I've
have.
seen that.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
Does it fix the rainbow puke?
it actually do be fixing the Rainbow Puke. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like,
A lot
what
of
the fuck is
tournament
this?
happened this weekend, huh?
What? Oh, we had a lot of stuff happen. Yeah.
Okay, so seasonal lineups though. I heard Lee. I heard Ari Kennen. What's
Lee, Ari Kennen,
what's-
Shyvana Pantheon is most likely going to be my lineup unless we come across something else really insane because it's just really good and it just beats most things.
We're ringing Lee. That's crazy.
What? Didn't
I
say Lee was a
know.
god,
I still don't get Pantheon. Like, I get that it keeps putting up these results, and apparently everyone loves it, and it's seeing a lot of play now. And I just don't understand how this deck can be good when it's so random. Like, help me understand.
It's not very random at all.
Real first random.
Yeah, what do you mean by
I
random?
mean, like
It's
when you roll
your
scout
numbers
on Pantheon.
your
Yeah,
sword.
I mean, when I play Pantheon and I don't hit Scout or Elusive or like Quick Attack and Challenger, I just have a random beefy dork.
Oh,
I think
I
most
mean,
of the time you're
I
running
actually did.
through like non-Pantheon stuff, right?
yeah. Pantheon's
Like,
like
I
a
think
last
Pantheon's-
resort.
You
it's
are.
like the oh fuck, I need to like win the game off of this coin flip, right? But I think most of the time you're winning through like big ass dragons.
Big ass
Yeah.
dragons. Yeah. I mean, Pantheon is either like your last resort, he's your oh fuck button, or he slams the door. That's like what you use him as. But I
Yeah.
also like I don't really play my Pantheon until like he's already leveled. I usually especially on the Shyvana version, I focus on the dragons more because they're just so big.
Yeah, we hear those background
Who
noises.
is
and
yelling?
What is
What
going
is
on?
going on?
Who is that?
Those are my roommates. They're just kind of yelling. They just kind of do
That's
that.
fair. That's fair.
Henneke, dear God, get some new headphones.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's happening. My Bluetooth driver doesn't work, so I can't use other. Shut the fuck up!
Jesus Christ. It's
Alright,
okay. It's
Henry,
okay.
Henry, what are your roommates playing in seasonals? Because
I
they're
miss
clearly who we're
college.
talking to here.
I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm not pro gamers.
What about you guys?
So, Pantheon, huh?
I like some
I don't know.
Pantheon.
I like Pantheon, but I'm just so scared of aggro. Like every seasonals, I'm like weak to aggro, I lose to aggro, and like every season, I'm like okay in aggro, I never face it. So I think the more of the story is to just not face aggro,
I
which
think
means I need to bring a
Pantheon,
lineup that is okay to aggro.
especially Shyvana version, are actually pretty okay into a couple aggro. Like most of them, you have games versus, but right now, if it was right now the seasonal, I think I'm off the Pantheon boat. It is one of the pillar of the format, but I think if we look at the results of the past weekend, people have kind of figured out what you want to do versus it, and into open rounds, it would like on average you are going to face aggro, you are going to face people that are prepared at least soft targeting Pantheon, and you could just outkill them because Pantheon is a pretty good deck where you have lots of plays. The Shyvana one I'm talking about, because Taric I have no idea, and I don't know. It feels very weird. It feels like it's the weak link of AK and Lee. And even Lee Sin could arguably be a weak link if you just look at Fight Night, what happened yesterday. But that is a whole
Well,
other
you
story.
guys got hard targeted.
Oh, yeah, we got shit on
That
my
was so
4L though.
brutal.
I'll
I
tell you
was
as
just
much.
every single round I would like go, okay, win my round, look to see a 4LW1. Fuck, 4LW1. Okay, win my round, look to see a 4LW1. Fuck, 4LW1.
Dang, he won.
Send him
There
to
was
the
like 4
losers.
in
He
that
won't keep
tournament.
winning,
He
right?
cruised all through them. Like,
I think, as far as Lee goes, I don't think that Lee's realistically going to be a weak link in like an open round tournament, right? Like the
It
sort of
shouldn't
shit
be.
that you have to play to be like hard targeting Lee is like you aren't beating like anything else.
I mean,
Yeah.
is Tree actually good right now? Like, I keep asking myself that question. Is there a chance that Tree's actually just a good deck right now?
I think she's just bad against
Just
Demacia.
loses to all the monsters
Yeah,
though.
that's the big issue. For
That's
us.
fair.
And it is like not only scouts, like we will see scouts in the seasonal, and scouts has been on the down low if you just look at like OLS and MR, but all the other Demacia stuff which try to prey on scouts and just are comfort pick for people, they're gonna show up in big numbers, and 3 is not where I want to be if I'm expecting that. But
That's fair.
outside of Demacia, like you could argue 3 is fine, but I would much rather bring it in top cut than I would bring it in open rounds.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm always
And I guess that's
surprised
why
by,
we
like,
saw it doing. That's why we saw it doing so well in Fight Night, right? Because that's basically like a super top cut. Just
Yeah.
like 8 people.
Basically, yeah.
I'm always surprised by like what kind of decks come out during seasonals because I'm so used to like looking at ladder stats, just like put it like copy pasting ladder into like seasonals. But I did think like last season I saw like a lot of Sivir Auction just like roaming around, even though that was like never played on ladder at all. And so I expect something similar.
I think Sivir will probably be played by a lot of people for sure. Like it's
Yeah.
I think that if you've been a competitive player for a while, you probably went through your phase of playing only Sivir for like 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So like
It's a
when
comfort
it's
pick, right?
playable. Yeah, when it's playable and like it's not ultra losing to anything, it's not like ultra beating anything. Just kind of gets slotted in as a third deck that a lot of people are comfortable on. I think a lot.
It's Fiora, right? It's kind of occupying the old school slot that Fiora Shen did.
Wait,
before
we
someone-
were always like, why are we seeing Fiora Shen? And it was like, because I've been playing it since beta and I like the playstyle, and it's like, now it's dead, but Sivir is kind of the same.
Honestly, I wouldn't like. I would expect to actually see Shen Demacia because it still beats scouts.
Basically, any Demacia beats scouts, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Does it beat anything else?
Shen Demacia? I mean, it's Shen Jarvan, right?
It's a
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
a
Shen
rally
Jarvan.
deck, right? It's a Demacia rally deck.
I miss Shen Jarvan, man.
You're just slow as fuck though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the deck is so good. The issue is that everyone else is doing unfair things. Anytime the meta's fair, Shen Jarvan's an amazing deck,
Yeah.
right?
Meta has not been fair for a little bit of time now.
Going
I think
on
I
pod
agree with
rally
that.
felt so fucking good.
But I
Right?
think that like I think a lot of like the unfair Bandle decks aren't really around anymore.
Okay, but Ari Cannon, Lee.
Okay, we're banning Ari Cannon, right? That was a given.
Only Maniacs
Sure,
bring
like-
Ari Ken and Lee.
Arguably
Like,
Pantheon.
excuse me, Nami TF? Like, what fair decks exist, buddy?
Wait, I mean,
there's the Demacia
playing
decks, which
Nami
we talked
TF?
about, but like, you're not beating the other Demacia decks, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. Maybe you can beat the Demacia decks.
Maybe it's like Riposte, like a Sivir.
But they're
or
just not
something.
that strong.
Can
Like,
Shenron
Like
beat Pantheon?
Kindred Lux shows up.
yeah,
like, I
you
don't
can,
know.
Oh,
but it's super
Wait,
strange.
guys, it doesn't beat anything because Wounded White Flame exists. How the fuck are you gonna kill that thing?
That's what
You
I'm
could
saying.
put Will of
You
Ionia
riposte it like
into
3 times, and then you can eventually
Shenron.
kill
Yeah,
it.
you willed their fucking.
Yeah, you will
Trigger,
of
it's fine.
Pantheon.
I feel like we should do a public service announcement of people you should not be trying to beat Ari Cannon in the seasoning. And I know Haikano, you're in that boat and you're kind of a bit of the copium there.
Yeah.
But maybe you want to explain, but I don't think normal people should be trying to do that.
I don't think anyone should be going out with the intention of beating Arikennen. I don't think that it's a deck that you can hard target and bring like 3 good decks. That
I mean,
seems
unless you're playing
unlikely.
aggro, you're
Says the
forced
man
to,
who is
you're
currently
forced to
attempting to
play
do
into
that.
To
extended
be
armor.
clear, where I'm coming from is that I really love TF Nami. TF Nami is this incredibly powerful deck that beats a ton of stuff in the meta, but does not. The issue is that it is like slightly favored in Ari Cannon, but it loses the Pantheon and it's like losing to Darkness. So you kind of have to be banning stuff other than Ari Cannon. So the idea with this lineup would be that I'm playing Ari Cannon, I'm playing TF Nami, I'm trying to find a third deck that's okay with playing into Ari Cannon sometimes. Do I expect to just shit stomp it every time? No, I just don't want to feel like I have to ban it.
Isn't
As
the
far as
answer
like what that
just
third deck
TLC?
is.
I heard TLC was good in that matchup, right?
So TLC's like absolutely like 70-30 into Ari Cannon, but that's the hard target, right? That's what I'm saying. Nobody should
No,
be
it's
doing.
not.
I
think it is.
That's besides the point, but yeah.
No, you flip
I
with
get what
Sandra,
you're
you
coming
literally
from.
can't lose the game. Like
Oh,
it's
TLC.
actually.
I was thinking FTR.
No,
TLC.
He's going all
TLC is
in.
more reasonable.
That's why I said I'm not on that.
You just have to play
As
a
far
shit
as like
deck.
third
Yeah.
decks. Yeah, as far as like
Anybody-
third decks, I think the reasonable ones are like maybe Scouts, but I hate Scouts. Maybe
And zero.
Darkness. Maybe Azir Irelia, but I hate Azir Irelia. Or maybe Shellfolk. This is what I'm on. We're trying to find a third deck that I won't hate playing, that I feel okay with. I'm not there yet, but we're trying. All in the service of
And-
playing TF Nami.
You could just
All
play
that
spiders. Like you could
All
just play
that to get the
spiders.
dopamine hit from flipping TF.
Exactly.
Aikado, you could just play spiders. Like that.
I like
Yeah.
beating control though. Like TF Nami shits on control, and I don't want to lose the
No.
control.
That's fair.
That's like the issue, right?
Do you want to talk about Finny's lineup?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was headed with that, and I've been messing around with this one a lot. The idea of just like spiders, pirates, Ari Cannon seems kind of nasty right now.
I think I love that lineup. Like,
What?
there's a
Yeah.
reason why it's
Pirate
one.
spiders, Ari Cannon?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pirate, spiders, Ari Cannon. It's double Nox burn plus Ari Cannon.
Just wish there was a better option than pirates.
I think there
Pirates
is.
isn't that bad, man.
I think
Yeah.
there's a better option. I
Yeah,
think
but,
Fizz
like-
Lulu kind of does the same thing.
I really don't like. I don't like pirates into Shyvana Pantheon.
Really?
I don't. I think it's 50-50.
Really?
I'm with him there.
Yeah.
I really.
I think the
don't like
Terran
him
version
either.
suffers in that matchup, but I think the
Sure.
Shyvana
Yeah.
one
Yeah. Okay.
is
That
50-50.
that's right.
Yeah. Which
can
like
agree
the
with
Terran
that.
one has proven to be more popular in the last like week or two. I don't really know why, but
Yeah,
like
it's
the
just a
issue
win
with
rate.
the issue with
People see
Fizz
high
Lulu
with it.
is that Fizz Cup knows what's up. Fizz Lulu doesn't beat Ari Cannon.
no,
whereas
it's not.
spiders
Yeah.
and
That's true,
pirates
but
do.
but the thing is with the lineup at the Ari Cannon and double aggro, that's not exactly what you're trying to do. You're saying that you're fine sometimes not banning it.
You're beating
I would
Pantheon
still-
is what you're doing. You're beating Demacia.
Yeah, I would still ban Ari Cannon, given like other. Maybe I ban Neeson before that, but I would still ban Ari Cannon most of the times.
If
and
my
I'm trying
opponent
to
doesn't
shill.
show up,
Yeah, and, I'm trying to shill in Pantheon, right? Way more than I'm trying to beat Ari Cannon.
if my opponent doesn't show up with a single good deck, then I'll ban Ari Cannon. But how often is that actually gonna happen?
A lot.
Yeah,
It's
like
the open
you're-
rounds of seasonals.
Obviously,
A lot.
ban whale piles.
My problem
Yeah.
with this
Fuck,
lineup
dude,
is
we lost
Stream
the stream
died, by
again.
the way.
we lost the
Wait,
stream.
what?
Yeah.
Oh no.
F.
Oh, they're all typing Fs.
Oh, it came
We're
back.
back. We're back.
It came back.
Oh, let's
It's back,
go.
It's back.
So my problem with the aggro Ari Cannon lineup is kind of the opposite of trying to bring anti-control to seasonal. Is in seasonal you do face aggro, but you also face those people on triple SI control
Nick's first round.
Bringing control, no control,
Spiders.
double aggro, and AK, which I think is a very good lineup into close rounds. It suffers kind of the inverse problem of just having decks that loses to aggro. Now you have decks that loses to Withering Well and SI control, and you still see a fair amount of those people. Yeah, like people like Darkness. Darkness is still, I think, officially the most played deck on ladder last week. If you look at the stats.
Wow,
It beats
really?
Scouts?
Like it beat Scouts by like 0.5% or something.
I mean, I don't think that's true if you combine the different variations of Ari Kennen.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
but don't
fair.
do that. That doesn't
Harry
further
Cannon is
our
also
narrative.
underplayed. So
If it doesn't fit our narrative, I would prefer we just leave it out, honestly.
Oh.
But no, I completely agree though. Like spiders, I think the issue with spiders is once you start looking at matchup tables, or even pirates. Like I think pirates is worse than spiders.
Pirates so bad.
There are so many fucking bad matchups. If you aren't hitting literally Pantheon or like Ari Kennen Copium, like what the fuck are you beating? I
mean, you can just have anyone stumble and accidentally decimate them out. I'm kind of cool with that.
Which is the thing with aggro, which is why people like bringing aggro to open rounds, because like sometimes you get good matchups and you're pretty favored, and in your bad matchup you can just lurk them out, eye roll them, have the token.
Also, like any of these new random ass landmark decks that don't have any healing, that's got to be easy.
Yeah, I think that's honestly why we saw such a big uptick in like aggro in the first place was those landmark decks. Just got like they were super popular for like a week. Then aggro came in and said, "Oh, that's really cute, man. Like, that's so sick, dog." We just started throwing burn at them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually end up on aggro, because like I agree with you in that like Fizz Lulu especially has like really good matchup tables. Again, it's just losing the Withering Whale is really fucking scary.
It would be the aggro deck that I consider the most is Fizz Lulu. I think it's just better than Pirates in general, but it is worse into Ari Kennen. Well, I'll agree, but even if I would be running the aggro-based Ari Kennen lineup, I'd probably still want to ban Ari Kennen a fair amount of time. So I'd just be scared of the Ari Kennen plus double control lineup, which it happens.
So it doesn't beat Whale. It doesn't beat Ionia, right? Because it's not being Ari Kennen. It doesn't beat Lee Sin.
It beats basically everything else. And
it does.
It's good,
it does.
And it's good into aggro mirrors.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's supposed to be favored into Scouts too, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. So it's another deck.
It's good into Scouts, good into Lurk. Like it's good into like pretty much everything that's not Ari.
Exactly what you said. Yeah.
It's good into everything except for like the top 3 decks.
Yeah,
well,
no, we're including Pantheon as like one of the top 2 decks. The only reason we're discussing Yordles and Arms is because it's good into Pantheon, right?
Yeah.
It crushes that matchup. It's very good into that matchup. Both of them.
So what list do you like? Or like I know there's the Treasure Trash version. I don't know what you like to be on.
I think you should be on one Treasure Trash at the very minimum.
A lot of people think one Treasure Trash is okay. I've never played with it.
I think it's like if you remember when we were on Yordle and Burn, I don't know if you guys ever were,
I
but
played
like
Treasure Trash, and I
love that one.
Like Treasure Trash was super clutch in that. I think Treasure Trash is just kind of a good card.
I think it's fun deck.
I agree.
The other like really good tech in that Lulu Fizz is the one of Scrap Heap.
Yeah.
You're playing 2 Scrap Heap now. Every list plays 2.
I think it should be on 2 because like
you just drop the Mayor, and it gives you generation and just more instant speed discard, which is always good.
Yeah. It's like because you can play Boom Baboon and then like have 5 hits for your Lulu Chompers like on turn 3, like that's just like pretty consistent, right?
That's true.
I was playing it into like a control matchup, and I think I like Scrap Heap on 3. I hit like Von Mech, which hits Financier, which hits Progress Day, and it's like holy fuck, I just like outvalued control.
that is shit out of them.
Yeah, like
even like the Trumpeteer or whatever. The
Trumpetecker is crazy.
Well, that's the one that pumps everything by like +2.
All those Yordles are insane.
One thing that happened to me is is someone played the Shurima one. I forget what it's called, but they played it with Captain on the board, and then they attacked with Captain, and the soldiers were 2/2s.
Yeah.
I was huge on 3 Captain when I was playing that deck because Darkness and FTR were so popular then. And like if you play Captain, they just look at their whales like, oh damn. Or they just don't do anything anymore.
I think Captain
I mean, Captain just eats vengeance as soon as it hits the board. That's literally the only card in that deck that I want to shoot.
Right? Yeah, but I'm pretty okay with that.
I'm still pretty adamant on 3 Captain. I think they are necessary, They're never too bad, and they are how you're gonna win the well matchups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like even if you vengeance, you can just like burst out a couple of chompers
Burst out
and
of
feel alright
chompers,
about
yeah.
yourself.
And a lot of times you can make it so they have to they'll commit an avalanche halfway through your turn, or they do something right, and then you go, okay, yeah, Captain, I get 1 Poro out this turn, or something like that. That happened pretty commonly. And now most people are going to be sitting there holding up vengeance for your Captain when they can, but Captain's 4 mana and your deck's way lower to the ground than theirs is.
I mean, the problem with Captain a lot of the time is I'll tap out, right? I'll do whatever I'm gonna do. They play Captain, and then I just spend my next turn answering Captain. They develop, and then I whale them, right?
Yeah.
That's the issue with Captain, is that even if I spend my entire next turn spending 6 mana to kill it, that doesn't win you the game.
No,
That's true.
but
No,
this is
I
a
mean,
bad
good.
matchup, right? We're talking about like the way you win. Bad matchup.
Like if the vengeance check you and you have to have the vengeance, like it's not too bad either.
That's
I
true.
guess that's true. And
Right, it's
I'm
just a
the only
vengeance
one
check.
crazy enough to be playing Piercing Darkness, so against everyone else, they only have 2 vengeance.
You're gonna shit on that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Like nobody's playing that.
I love that card.
Yeah.
Who was it? Sir Turman that he topped in the Master Runeterra qualifier and was running like 8 copies of Piercing Darkness or something in his lineup. Like I think it was like 3 Piercing Darkness decks. Yeah.
It was pretty sick. I will admit I was a little inspired by that.
Everyone brought pirates and he was like, oh, like I'm playing 5D chess, dude. Like 1 step ahead of you. Card's good. Really good. Especially fast.
But I think while we're still talking about aggro lineup, I think it's kind of important to like a lot of people don't associate AK with aggro, but if you're not playing AK, I don't think aggro makes sense. And I think that's kind of
another public service announcement. You should be playing AK instead of your worst third deck.
Yeah, in every single match, almost every single
Almost.
lineup. Yeah.
Nothing is black and
sure I
white,
agree with
right?
that. Like I think you can play Pirates, Spiders, Scouts too. But if you do that, you have to be willing to play the good version of Scouts, which no one seems to want to do anymore, and I don't know why.
Well, if you play Scouts,
You mean the
all of a
Stony
sudden,
version?
You don't beat
Yes.
you don't beat Pantheon anymore. You get rolled. Like the double Demacia lineups, just 2-0.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Scouts is the easiest out for Pantheon, right? In that aggro
And
lineup.
Auction Sivir, any other Demacia decks, Yordle and Arm. Well, the Yordle and Arms probably beats you up anyway.
Yeah.
Even Ari Kennen, which you were beating before, you're no longer beating. Like, so that's sorry, not with Scouts. I don't know.
I
why
just feel
was
like
thinking
Scouts gets underestimated a lot. Like, and we see it in these top cuts. Like,
good deck,
everyone
yeah.
says Scouts is bad, Scouts loses to everything. It's like, oops, I played MF, game's over.
It's the second
still a
MF
super
that always kills
fine
me,
deck
man.
to play. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just it's a
it's a
stupid
fine
fucking-
lineup. I just think you're gonna be.
I wouldn't say don't play Scout. All I'm saying is you're probably like Arikanen will be underplayed, and you're probably more serviced for yourself to play Arikanen instead of your worst third deck if you can play Arikanen well.
Yeah.
So what, Kever? What you're telling me is you think Ari Cannon is at the same level TF Fizz was. You think it's a bring and a ban.
If you're good at it, I think
Yes.
so. Yes.
Interesting.
But I'm also on the same boat of ICADO. I think it's fine leaving it up and don't mind playing against it. I'm fine with that. Like you play TF Nami, you play your own Arikanen, and you play third deck that you don't mind, Darkness or something like that. I don't mind leaving it up. But I think it is so good and it's so consistent in what it does that into the open rounds, not bringing it is inting. Like you should always have it.
I mean,
There can be worse matchups for you than Ari Kennen. Like that, your lineup is allowed to have worse matchups.
I also
than
don't
Ari
believe it's as good as TFIS was when it was the tier 0 deck.
I agree.
Okay.
It's just
I
not
actually
that much
disagree.
higher than the rest of the format, I feel like.
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty close. Like you
It's
could
pretty
play
close.
against TF Fizz as well. I mean, sometimes it would just beat you, but so does Ari Kennen do that, right? Like you can.
That's a fair argument, but that's a testament. Like you think it's almost as good as TFIS or maybe as good. So
Yeah. Of
That
course.
alone should tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it really drives the point home that like Kever and I know I'm this way, and I think you've talked about your like matchup win rate as well. My best matchup with Ari Kennen is Ari Kennen. Like, unless they're playing the Go Hard version and they're playing it really well, I don't really lose the mirror very often. And I know both of us are planning on banning.
which yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I find it too awkward to find a third deck that I like that I don't mind leaving Ari Cannon up, and that's what ICADO is kind of trying, and I'm also super interested in that because I also love TF Nami. But yeah, like I win so much in a mirror, and I'm still probably gonna ban it.
especially especially at open rounds where it's like people aren't going to be top masters level, right? But I'm still going to ban it because I just think it's that powerful. It's that good. And yeah, like you were saying, the main problem is finding that third deck that really wants to play against it. And yeah, we have some examples. Like you said, you could bring Ari Kennen, and then you have the TF Nami, and then you have Darkness. And that's like a totally fine lineup. But I don't know if it's as powerful as some of the lineups that just ban the best deck.
And also all the best decks, all the top 3, top 4 decks right now, with Ari Kennen, don't want to play against Ari Kennen. Arguably, Pantheon is a top deck, Lee Sin is a top deck.
Lee Sin is not a top deck. No one should bring anything to counter.
Okay, no, Lee Sin is bad.
Yeah.
So just people bring in top, strongest deck lineup, which we've been advocating for the past seasonals. Just bring strong stuff and you'll do well. They also want to be betting Ari Kennen. Why wouldn't you play Ari Kennen? All of the top decks want to ban it.
Yeah, okay, you guys out here wanting to farm other people because you think you're better in mirrors? You want everyone to bring your lineup. I see.
Yeah.
I'm out here trying to give people another way to beat you.
Wow, Icona, you are so clever.
Cloud always looking out.
He's 5-head, man.
Every week it's either the Lee Sin smoke screen or it's the Lee Sin train.
Yeah.
Just can't
Lee
win
Sin's
with
broken
Lee
as
Sin.
fuck.
Yeah, I show up packed with 3 Solari Priestess and a bunch of Sunburst. I'm like,
Priestess is so good in Lee Sin.
It's so good, yeah.
I
I
really
saw
don't
your
like
fight night
that.
lineup, bro. Come on.
I was out here to
Yeah,
fuck up
like
some
you're
Lee
not.
Sins, man, and it would have worked. No, I think I played against people with Lee Sin. I don't actually know if I got to play against their Lee Sin. One time, I played Field of Mina into Lee Sin one time, I think.
Is that matchup even good? I don't
think it.
I don't think it's that good
It's
anymore.
not great,
either.
It's not great.
Don't play Field of Mina. It
don't
was
play-
okay.
don't
I
play
think
Field of Mina.
I think for that
just-
those 8-player fight night, it was fine. But
the 3 wills helped a
playing it,
lot
it doesn't
against
die.
it's not a good deck.
The 3 wills helped a lot. But yeah, that's not a great matchup.
I feel like you guys do this every season. We get on this Field of Mina might be broken. Then we bring Field of Mina. It's like, ooh, this is good. And then a week later, okay, guys, Field of Mina wasn't good, by the way.
I love
It's
Field of
only
Mina.
Majin, to be fair.
I got my
It
ass
did
handed to me.
qualify me for top 32, so
Yes.
True.
The problem is when you don't have Atrocity, actually closing games is hard.
yeah,
Okay.
you
Look
attack
at my
and you
log.
palm or will their guy away. That's how I win. You
Yeah,
technically-
Look at my
every-
VOD from yesterday. I lost Pantheon versus Field of Mina twice, and both of those times my hand on turn 5 or 6 was triple Field of Rush, double Mina or some bullshit. I had
God.
full house. This is a very good poker hand.
you got both.
Wait, you mean when you run triple FTR, triple Mina, triple other bullshit that doesn't do anything, sometimes you brick?
Yeah, turn the mirror, no ramp, and the guy just plays a Shyvana. Is like, I'm supposed to beat that. Turn it. Okay, turn 6. Go. Okay.
Yeah.
Almost there. He's plays Pantheon flipped.
Oh boy.
Fuck, he hits spell shield. I'm dead.
Bro, just give me 2 more turns. I got this. Come on.
2 more turns.
The
It's
deck
fine.
is
Yeah.
it's not great. I would never, by the way, chat that's not actually here because we're recording this. When I made the joke before, I looked in chat to see the Keck W's and there weren't any. And it made me sad.
Oh shit, these guys think I'm
That's
serious.
so sad.
And so yeah, I would never take Fight Night into account of actual tournament meta. Fight Night is
That's true.
the toppiest cut, right? That's not how words work. But top cuts and small field invitationals are way different than open rounds of seasonals or gauntlets, and especially ladder, right? Where people try to get this one up, and you can basically know what people are gonna bring. So then you try to beat that, and then people are gonna know what you're going to bring, so they're gonna try to beat that, and then 4LW shows up with 3 anti-lead decks, and you get crushed.
There was 40 in a tournament. He played against all 4,
Yeah.
all 3, because I just got knocked out. But if he were on the other side of the bracket, he might have just crashed and burned. But that's the risk you're taking, and when it pays off, it looks very good.
Yeah, paid off. Yeah, so don't bring Field of Mina is basically what I'm trying to say.
There's one thing I want to talk about, and maybe Jason can weigh in on that, and it's Slurk. It feels like everybody is just kind of like a comfort pick, And then to me, it feels like it's a deck that you want to bring if you're happy coin flipping on turn 1. Or like, I don't know what to bring. I'll bring Lurk as a third deck, and I'll coin flip on turn 1, and maybe I win.
I think there's matchups where Lurk doesn't need token, they can still win, but those are like pretty few, and those are the slower ones. Like even
There's
if
a
Lurk
lot
hits,
of
like,
Lurk right now.
there is a lot. Like even if Lurk has like one of the best opens, like 3/1 drops, right? And you're not that sad attack on turn 2, 3/1 drops feels like a slow matchup, right?
Yeah.
Like those would be like Lee Sin, Darkness, maybe like Tree, but like well, like the biggest weakness is like you draw like Snapjaw and you attack on evens. It's like now it's a dead card until like turn 3, 4. But like honestly, I think Lurk's fun. Like it does well into aggro. From what I've seen over the past few seasons now that I've learned, and just like finding like the slow decks, and you can flip on turn 1 get token, or you can just like high roll a little bit. But like it's definitely a fine deck. I think it does pretty well in certain matches, but I have also just seen it lose in certain matches where it should have win, which is always a little bit sad. So it's up to like player, really.
I feel like Lurk is so similar to like Scouts and so similar to like Azir Irelia, where like when you're doing your thing's really strong, and it's really hard for a lot of decks, especially slow control decks, to deal with you. But like I can't imagine, like if I go in and like based on where my token is, I gain or lose like 11% win rate, like oh my god.
Yeah.
I think with like the decks, there's like a certain like if I don't high roll, here's my power level, and like Scouts might be like here. I don't know where Lurk is relatively. It's hard to say. It depends on like a matchup, right? Sometimes just like play like 6 health units on turns 5, 6, 7, and suddenly your opponent has like terrible attacks. But other times like you just dilly dally do nothing, and your opponent just like chump blocks you forever, and you don't hit your Lurks. So like it's definitely very matchup specific. But like in the good matchups, it's like good even if you low roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get why people are bringing it. I just it feels very weird to me in a lineup where you want to go 9 rounds with it. But it has been topping tournaments. It was like in top 8 of MR, top 8 of
Zolt's top cutted with Lurk was it last season or 2 seasons ago? Either way, like
wasn't he the only one? Yeah.
Has anybody other than Zolt ever topped any Swiss with Lurk?
I mean, didn't J Tamanda just like destroy MR with Lurk recently?
Yeah, just recently, like this weekend.
No.
Third and fourth, I think it was.
That's like a top 8 pick, right? Or well, top whatever pick.
Top 64. Yeah.
Top 64.
Yeah. I think that Lurk can do strong things, but I think I don't know. It's a lot like I don't know. It's just,
yeah, like I've been looking at like Lurk tables, and like I think there's just better decks that have similar tables.
Yeah. The deck's definitely like when it does its thing, it's like the best deck in the game. Like it's very powerful.
Okay,
when it is not doing its thing, it is very mediocre.
Here's the thing I've seen. I've seen people dropping the SI from Ari and just play Shurima or Mono Ionia. I've seen a lot of Brazilians do that. And they're running it alongside Kindred Viego with the sack package. That's exactly what for LW did. I think it was just not on Ari Cannon, but I've seen them on just Mono Ionia and play Kindred Viego and a third deck that is fine into Lee Sin.
Yeah, so the Mono Ionia, it's teching in Shadow Assassin, right? Like that's where it's at. So it's basically just playing more elusives, and we've talked about like the elusive leveling game. Basically, like whoever has more elusives gets to take the best RE attacks eventually at some point, or some person runs out of
you would still bat Ari Cannon with that lineup because you're playing Kindred Viego though.
Yeah, you probably don't want to play against RE, but
I don't know if you're out here to target Lee Sin as good as it is. Like how many people are realistically bringing it?
I just think.
I think we're pretty high on Lee Sin, and a lot of the other tournament grinders are high on Lee Sin right now. Who else is bringing Lee Sin? No one's gotten to practice it.
We're just like circle jerking at the top, like
basically.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
certainly not the ladder deck, that's for sure. So the ladder grinders, it's not on the radar.
It's definitely important to recognize that we're all in very like relatively secluded circle of like the tournament metagame, right? Where we're talking with a lot of the same players that play a lot of the same tournaments over and over and over. And there's like 850 people who haven't who just don't pay attention to that, right?
Yeah.
That we're going to be playing against. So as much as everybody that I talk to is like Lee Sin's broken, I'm either playing Lee Sin or I'm aware that Lee Sin is scary. Like I think that the vast majority of people just aren't going to be on it. They're going to be on like Darkness and like
Teemo
Sivir
Swain.
and like
Sivir.
Just stuff
And
they
Teemo Swain.
play
Yeah.
and are comfortable
Yeah.
with. I mean,
Exactly.
we say this every single season, and I feel like every single season people are still shocked by it. People are going to bring what they want to play and what they're comfortable with, and a lot of those things you're never even going to like really have seen.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a lot of random stuff.
I honestly expect a very high amount of Poros.
Okay,
Really?
yeah.
Like relative
Yeah.
to what you might expect, I think there will be a fair bit.
wait.
I'm a little
Another
less,
reason why Fizz Voodoo is great.
Yeah.
And
Huh.
I
Not
don't know.
cool.
Lee doesn't
I'm
beat
a
Poros.
little
Ari
less
Cannon?
on
He
the
does not have
Poro side
Poros.
of things,
You're
but
I don't believe Poros is a good deck. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think we might see Poro.
I think you're right.
Okay,
No.
but the people who are bringing Poros are they like putting Taos into their lineup, or like Poros like anti-control and they're gonna go like anti-control stuff, or like Poros good at bringing
Poros,
Poros and
Treed,
other decks
Darkness.
alongside it.
I don't know.
I
wasn't
wouldn't be
very
scared of
good
random
lineup.
Poro. I'd be scared of like a Poro based lineup trying to
Yeah.
farm.
Wasn't there somebody who brought like it was some crazy lineup and ended up topping with it? It was like Poros, Iceborne Spiders, and like some other thing.
I think
Was
Yeah,
it
I can
Fizz
wait.
Lulu or
I
something,
lost in
right?
the final of OLS
Like
to that.
Snipe
was
Cross
Fizz
on like
Lulu.
Olas, right?
Yeah, I lost in the final of OLS to that. It was Fizz Lulu as the third deck,
Yeah.
and I low rolled a lot. First off, he played very well, but his plan after I talked to him was to just play against Ari Cannon with Poro, and he banned Lee Sin because he's bringing Fizz Lulu and Iceborne Spider, and he was comfortable with that. So, like after the bans, I knew he was gonna ban Lee Sin. I banned his Fizz Lulu, and I'm left with Ari Cannon and Pantheon into Poros and Iceborne Spider, like double Iceborne deck.
That
I'm
should
like,
be fantastic, yeah.
like that's fantastic for me. It's super favorite, but Poros I rolled me, and then like drew 2 boxes, and granted he played super well, but if his plan was to play against Ari Cannon, it does not work, right? Like you're playing Poro into Pantheon and Ari Cannon and banning Lee Sin. Sometimes random stuff win tournaments. I think is. The
I
lesson.
mean, one of the reasons that people like Poros is because it has those insane high rolls, right?
Yeah.
Because Poro kind of like TF Nami, right? You can just accidentally
Yeah,
be
exactly.
presenting lethal on turn 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned earlier, like maybe a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you guys remember this, something along the lines of, I have a theory that linear decks become more popular in something like the open rounds of seasonals because people feel like perhaps they can't contend in these mirror matches with like top players, and so they want something that gives them like that raw power, that like I win button, and that's where these linear decks become like super attractive, like Poros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the other takeaway from this is, every single seasonals we're going in, we're talking about building our perfect lineup there. Everything's like perfectly synergistic. We're bringing 3 good decks. We know what we want to ban. If you
5
look
little
at any
D.
of these fucking tournaments, like every single top cut, there's at least 3 lineups that make 0 goddamn sense.
No sense.
Yeah.
No sense.
Actually, I read it, I'm like, what the fuck is your
What are you
plan
banning?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just keep in mind, you're probably putting way too much thought into it. And like, it's okay if it's not perfectly synergistic. I say
It
that
worked for
again,
them.
I spent like the last 2.5 weeks trying to find something that beats Harry Cannon. I mean, grain of salt and all that, but I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, in open rounds, again and again and again, I have seen the most success when I bring 3 decks that I think are slightly synergistic and inherently very powerful.
Yeah.
And like that's just always the best, especially if they're very popular, because then I get to play mirrors, and I like to play mirrors.
Yeah, I get you. That makes
And
sense.
yeah, like that's been the strategy that I preach in these big open round tournaments. Is just like bring really good stuff and just beat your opponents with them.
I think every time I've strayed away from that, I've always done like not great.
It's hard. It's easy to like 5-head yourself into an actual 3-head. You know what I mean? Like, you can have this like super sick anti-meta lineup, but when your opponent brings stuff that's like not even a real deck, like your lineup kind of falls apart.
Undying.
Yeah, Undying, or like, damn, I really want to like target. I really want to target Lee Sin, but like maybe you don't draw well and Lee Sin sneaks by, and now you're fucked because your decks suck. Right?
I love hearing like maybe next time talk about how like last seasonals, he's at like 7 wins or something, and he runs to this guy running fucking 9x sparkle flies, and he fucking loses to it, and it's like, what just happened?
Well, okay. Do you remember when Kev? You remember when we both 9-0'd and you played against Mo, and I played against the other 8-0. Do you know what the other 8-0 had in his lineup?
I recall we talked about it, but I couldn't recall right now.
It was like Zed Viego.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like Death Mark or something.
It was like one or two Viego in his 1 or 2 Zed in his Viego list randomly.
Yeah. Ooh, am I putting Death
No, that was a different guy. This guy was just pure Zed. I had played a previous guy who had like 1 Zed in it, but this guy was just
3 Zed, 3
like,
Viego,
Zed Viego,
3 Death Mark,
and like 3 Death Mark, 3 Dark Water Skirs, and I was like, oh,
and he was 8-0.
Yeah. He was 8-0, right?
I played some nonsense at 8-0, man. I mean, I played like a mono Zoe deck, like last seasonal, like way up there. A lot of Victor shenanigans. I mean
Majiin topped with like Thralls and Deep, right? So I mean,
I did.
You can play shit decks.
I did, yeah.
You can play shit
decks. It's true.
Yeah, and
I lost like a Heimer Destiny Call deck,
Yes, there's all that kind of stuff, and so that's why I just want to bring stuff that's just inherently really good because it just beats that stuff.
Speaking of random stuff, then Jordan, do you have a brew to save us from all of this?
He always has a brew.
I mean, I've been trying to make Thresh Soul work again. That's the big news.
I think it's good.
Okay.
I've been trying to make Thresh Soul work. Thresh Soul, and I was also messing around with the Kindred Viego Targon, but I think Thresh Soul is the better version of that deck if it's a thing. And I don't know. On one hand, it does what I ask it to do, and then it smacks Pantheon, and I'm happy about that. And on the other hand, it doesn't really do what I ask it to do, in that it does other good things. So I'm still a little worried. We're working on it.
Okay. I had hopes. I kind of like everything. I don't know.
It's that part of the season again. We're a week away from seasonals, and we ask and we all import his Thresh Ace Soul and try it out for a day. Because I know I do this every single season.
Oh, wait,
go on the
why did you disappear?
I don't know.
Oh no!
Didn't do it on purpose.
Okay.
Hello?
On purpose this time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know I tried it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I tried this Thresh Soul list. Like, I honestly think it's good, or at least it's fine. Especially in open runs, where I think the skill level of players is gonna be lower. Like, I'm pretty confident in my level to play target control. So
I never win with that deck.
I mean, I've done well with it in these really big open tournaments before. Like, I definitely know that it can stand the test, and the Solari Priestess being 2/2 is great.
Oh, yeah.
The only issue with this deck really is that there's no card draw in it, and that's just always been the issue with this deck, and that makes it just a little bit inconsistent, and that kind of scares me.
You draw the wrong half and you just lose. Yeah.
Maybe putting that clutch back.
Clutch is pretty clutch.
But I feel like most of the times I'm just like play smart enough, or like decks I beat like aren't able to kill Thresh, and I can just like pressure level up, or just all long enough for like star shaping.
Yeah, I mean, Star Shaping Atro has been a really good way to win games for a long time now. I am very much a fan of Star Shaping Atro as a way to win games. Y'all know that.
I will say, surprisingly to me, that 1 health nerf on Star Shaping is like a really big deal.
Yeah, it hurts. It
Not gaining
hurts.
5, gaining only 4 is like really bad. I still play.
I mean,
Star
it
Shaping.
hurts less than Fangs. Please give me Fangs back. But
R.I.P. dude.
Fangs.
R.I.P.
But it definitely still sucks. I'm not just able to go, I will take whatever damage you want to hit me with, play Star Shaping, and win the game. I'll take whatever damage you want to hit me with, and maybe you're gonna burn me out. Fuck.
Yeah, Decimate now kills me. Do you guys want to talk about ladder a bit? Because there's been some stuff going on ladder.
We did not touch on it since we started the podcast. Yeah, right.
You mean about stuff going on ladder besides LP?
That's basically what I'm talking about. Is LP. Oh, okay. If you're not aware, at Top Masters right now, there's basically a race to try to get the 7-2 tiebreaker, which this happens kind of every season. But normally,
does it count as a race? Nobody's moving right now.
I'm coming for y'all.
It's like a Cold War.
I just dropped 4 spots yesterday. Like, things are moving.
I dropped 3 spots today, and I didn't play. But basically, there's like a huge glut of people at like 600 plus, and then right after 600, it drops like a rock. Like the next 15 spots is like 595 down to like 490 or something. But there's
something really funny, like from the outside, right? Since I'm watching you guys, I've been sitting at like 350 LP for like last week. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm watching this and I'm like, wow, everyone's climbing. This is crazy. The cutoff keeps going higher and higher, and I look at my rank and I'm like, I've gone up. I haven't played. Why did I go up? It's the only people who are climbing are like the fucking 40 people at the top that are all like, I need to be in top 30. If I'm not in top 30, I can't go X2.
Yeah, there's about 40 people that are doing
The funny thing I had today, I woke up this morning, I played a game, I played against Loser Beam. I was like 300 LP, he was like 500 LP. Later in the day, I matched against Loser Beam when I'm 500 LP and he's 300 LP. And later in the day, I'm 300 LP again and he's back up at 500.
You guys are just roller coaster over there.
So
the 500 LP wall where you start gaining 15 is rough. It is a very rough system, and you go even and you lose LP. So like, it feels bad to have to play, right? Because you don't want to go into the plus 15, minus 25. But I'm looking at this, and if I were to guess the cut off for top 32, I think it'll be around 620, 625.
That sounds reasonable.
That's exactly where you are.
I don't like that. I like
maybe like 615, like 615. Like there's a bunch of 612s right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe 615.
I made sure, so I won to like 607 or something, and I made sure to play one more game because I was like, hella people are gonna win past 600 and then stop. I want to be one game above that, so I'm at like 622 or something, I think. But yeah, I might have to play another one because I'm at like 24, and we have a few days. I was gonna say a week, but we don't have a week anymore.
Yeah, we have 2 days.
2 days.
Thursday midnight is the cut.
That's
Thursday
so
midnight's the cut.
I know it changed since I think it changed to Friday last time.
No,
It's like
Thursday.
We can sit in the tournament tab.
if you're on Eastern time, it's like Friday 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
Because it was
it's midnight.
It's
midnight
PST
on Thursday
midnight.
for you. Okay,
Yeah, it's always been that time.
Yeah, no, it's
2 days left.
wild.
Jesus Christ.
I think the really funny thing is that I've been talking with a lot of people. You know, I'm talking with like Roji. I'm talking with like maybe next time. You know, we've been like 500 will probably be safe, but 550 is definitely, and then 550 is probably. But you know, if you hit 600, and now it's like, okay, you're at 626. You're ranked number 23. If Majiin wins one game, I think you have to play another one. Like,
It's crazy.
I can't wait to int all my LP away right after the cutoff. I'm like, oh yeah.
I love it. Friday, you just play
As soon as the cutoff
ladder.
hits, it's time to play some fucking Poros, man. The cutoff
You
hits, it's
Poros
time to
right
play
away.
some fucking Poros.
After Friday,
Midnight PST.
Friday's like your
That
time
day
to
after is
practice.
always so funny.
It's like
just
stress
people
relief.
like
Everyone's playing terrible decks. Terrible.
it's either stress relief or people like playing decks they weren't able to play on ladder because it's not good on ladder, but like they have to practice it for seasonals.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Like
Like,
suddenly,
think
Harry
like-
Cannon play rate falls to 5%.
Everyone's
still
picking up Lee.
What I do think, like, if you're looking to climb, like, my experience is I've been playing mostly, like, sub 100 LP players, because, like, I think that's, like, the majority of people actually playing ladder.
Mhm.
So, like, the relative, like, difficulty of, like, playing ladder, I don't think you're going to queue much into, like, these 600 LP people unless, like, you're unlucky. It's like,
we're not playing.
if you're trying to, yeah, like, if you're trying to, like, you know, climb a little bit, maybe qualify, maybe just, like,
That's where the
I don't know,
juice is
time
when
for
you're at
fun.
600 yourself. So if you queue into another 600, you know it's not going to be.
I might get
minus
18 LP.
You
That's
still
the issue,
lose, like,
right?
23. It's, like, 18, 23.
Yep.
That's
well,
the
it's not
issue.
25.
When you start getting around like 450, 500 LP, and you're only playing against people who are like sub 100, you know you aren't getting LP for
Oh,
that
yeah,
win.
it's 15, 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started
Oh
getting
my
15 at
God.
like 300 LP. I feel
It's
like.
so brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's rough.
Well, you
The
get
people
you get
above
that
you
when
are
you're
not
like
playing.
200 LP.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Ladder's weird. I would. The problem is like, yeah, I would love to have. We all say this like, I don't want to have to camp, right? I want to play ladder and stuff, but like, the incentive is there for us to camp, and then
I'm happy there's no decay. That's all
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
happy, yeah, I'm happy
say.
there's no decay, and like,
I wouldn't
how
mind
would you
decay.
fix it, right?
I mean, you could use StarCraft's old system.
You could have decay.
I don't
That's
know.
how
You
do
could
it.
honestly have decay.
We have
You
two
could.
butts. How?
How
you
incredible!
don't even need decay. You could do anti-decay if you want, but it's
How
kind of the
anti-decay?
same thing.
You
How
gain
incredible
LP.
would it be if like today, between like today and like cutoff, everybody had to play 3 games. I think
That
that'd be
sounds
incredible.
awful.
That'd be amazing.
I just
Oh
use
my
that
God.
Kever. I'd be like, all right,
You
Kever.
must have 3 games, otherwise you
But-
count as inactive.
Exactly, exactly.
You
What I
wouldn't
don't like-
Q-snap your friends because if you go win-loss,
Oh yeah, no.
then
no.
both of you lose LP.
Yeah, I'm
for
just
some
laughing and
reason.
joking off
I
some
just-
Discord.
Just Q snap Kever and then send him like the pictures of like pleading children with like a bowl.
Because you have LP to give.
Mm.
I don't like. I think camping is fine. I just don't like people that gets to. I don't like those people. I don't like that you can get to 500 to 600 LP very early in the season and you decide to camp from there. All of those backfire for the people that did that like in the first 2-3 weeks. It kind of backfired, and I think that's a good thing for the game. I think the last week camping is fine. But if you camp before that, you are doing yourself a disservice unless you're a very active tournament player, screaming a lot, like having 2 Smurfs. And even then, I think a part of like some daily games, grinding a bit on ladder helps you improve, helps you like get into scenario where you're not super comfortable, helps you like scenario that you might see in a seasonal. And if you camped for the past 4 weeks, and I think Jason Florent touched a little bit on it. He's like, I feel kind of out of it, and like, that's because you are, and it's because you camped and you were incentivized to camp. But I think most people camping before the very last week probably just shouldn't, and that's why I played. That's why I tried to reach like 1K LP. Like I was like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna play. I just want to get those reps in. I want to get those games in.
Yeah.
I played a good deck. I climbed a lot, but if I just were, I want to camp. Well, I would have gotten to 600. I would have seen everybody at 550. I'm like, 600 safe. I would have camped. And today I'm at 600. I'm like, okay, queue it up. I lose 3 games in a row, and my next 2 days are hell because I'll have to play like so much, or just win out. But
I agree. Like I was there. I've practically been camping within like 80 LP range where I currently am since Shellfolk got nerfed. Like luckily I've been playing on a second
Wait, that
account,
was
but,
this season? Oh my god.
Mhm.
We need new cards.
It's been a long
Yeah.
we do. We
That
really do.
UNCUT's actually just got announced on Twitter. The next expansion date has been confirmed. It's going to be
We always, like,
February
knew that,
February
right?
16th.
The 16th.
Like, the
Okay.
week after season. We always knew that.
We're back to the classic time.
Yeah.
He was just segueing into it. Why you gotta shit on him,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jason? Come on. We already knew that.
Jason.
We're excited for the new cards, man.
Ban this man. I'm excited for the new cards. Are you kidding me? I feel
I'm
like
excited for the
like,
roadmap.
new champions.
I think
like,
I think on that I got to wrap. I'm gonna
Thanks for
peace
coming.
out.
Wow, you made him leave even.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
gotta,
God,
I gotta
Icano.
go too. If Jordan's going, I gotta go.
you know, it's
We
just
gotta practice.
people named
It's true.
Jason.
I'm taking
Can't catch a
Hideki
break.
with me this time.
Oh, Runeterra Academy stuff. All right.
Bye.
Leave.
All right, see you guys.
We'll give a quick. Do you want to talk really quick about Runeterra Academy before we close up for the day?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
You want to give a synopsis, kind of what happened in the last week?
Oh, last week was the bloodbath.
I kind of was the Runeterra Academy guy.
Oh, am I? Oh,
Yeah,
if you guys don't
basically.
know, Runeterra Academy is a weekly team tournament that has been running for like the last 7 weeks. This last week was the first week of the playoffs, which was exciting. I think that all of us, no, Jason's not on team, but other than that, you guys are on Master Runeterra, and I'm on the Frozen Monks, which you guys did incredibly well, right? Kever just kind of he swept everyone. He beat
Sometimes
their
like
ass.
a
He swoopity. Yeah, Kever 3
Yeah.
The format is really cool. It's like an Iron Man
very
format,
fun.
like a Survivor format, where it's 3v3, right? And you have to eliminate all 3 of the other team's players in order to win the match. And if you lose your match, so like CA plays CA. Hold on, let me back it up. So you submit all 3 of your players' lineups, and then you get to choose who sits seat A, who sits seat B, and who sits seat C. CA plays seat A, right? And then whoever wins, seat A plays seat B. And if you you have one player that CA could win the whole thing for you, like Kever did. We put Kever in seat A, and he just 3-0'd. Or, you could have your A and B lose, and then seat C would have to carry you all the way through. And it's just a really exciting format to watch.
It's incredibly cool. I know that, from my perspective, I was the 3rd seat, right? So I had to watch my 2 teammates play first. So we're sitting in a call, we're watching, we're super invested. My teammates got kind of shit stomped. So I had to come in and try and 3-0. I ended up winning the first 2, and I ended up throwing in the last game. I could have 3-0'd it. I should have been able to.
You guys started like very far behind just from lineup perspective.
Oh yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad.
you got tread like a book.
Yeah, I think that like from a lineup perspective, like the opposing team had a pretty good idea. Well, I don't even know if they had a good idea of what we were bringing, but they ended up bringing lineups that were good into us, right? And then there was sort of a coin flip as far as the ordering, because the ordering is very in depth. There's a lot of strategy in that, and they just kind of coin flipped and won versus what our ordering was, right? But they played incredibly well. Like I'm not trying to take that away from them, but yeah.
And I don't know if Majiin touched on it, but you get to see the other guys' lineup before deciding who's seat A, B, and C. So like there is mind games going on, exactly what happened to you. And at first I thought it was not going to be like that, but since I played last week, I love it. I love that you there's like mind games, and you get to you can even change the way you're like the decks you bring and the lineups you bring, because there's like those mind games of where, well, I can just put that lineup in C, and even if they target it twice, like I'll hide it away, or like I'll put it in A. Maybe I snipe the one lineup that I want. And there's so many layers to that not only does it reward skilled, but like it's pretty skill based, but it's super interesting for like outsider to watch. Oh, they chose this lineup, and like now there you see upsets, and you see a very cool thing.
Yeah. For instance, like my 2 teammates were it was in such a way that like my decks were very favored against 2 of the opponents, but one of their lineups was really scary for me, right? But Imtux, my other players, he was very favored into the lineup I was scared of. So it's like, okay, well, if he's going before me, then hopefully he'll be able to like sort of
he'll take care of it before it reaches
yeah, exactly. Just make sure that guy doesn't hit me. If that guy doesn't hit me, I'll just sweep it. But we got beat on ordering.
That guy hit you.
The guy did in fact hit you. Yeah.
I should have won though. Unfavored matchups. We should have.
There was a lot of like not just me. There was a lot of 3-0. Like Jordan 3-0'd.
4 or 5 or something, right?
There was 5.
Jordan
Loser Beam.
5 out of 8.
Loser Beam. I think Malaysia did.
Maybe
next time reverse swept it. There were like 5 people. It's been incredibly exciting. I'm really excited to see, as this keeps going, because the people who are advancing are all incredibly good players, right? And of course, within this format, I think that you really get to see a lot of skill expression. There's a lot of stuff to go over. I'm really excited for it. That's not just because I'm casting it Thursday evening.
Go check it out. We are gonna have a pretty hard match.
Who's getting cast this week?
What's up?
Who's getting casted this week?
It's not us. We're a day early.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think
I mean, I'm assuming Wombats versus Poe. Like, those are like that's the matchup that I would want to watch.
Pandex. We'll see what they bring this week.
Pandex versus Stromboli is just going to be super fun.
It's just going to be wild cards.
Those are the wild cards, and Bo versus Wombat. Wombat being the best team that performed in the open round, the Swiss round robin portion of the tournament.
Oh, you guys might know 1 or 2 of the players on there. What am I? Pretty good player. Henneke,
never heard of
Cephalopod, Shotox. They're okay players, I guess.
They're fine. They're fine.
Yeah,
we are playing tomorrow, meaning that we have to submit our decks tonight. I'm very happy where we are, but we are playing against the Brazilian superstars of the whole Team Hydra. So it might not be streamed, but I think we're gonna have a very good match.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I have enjoyed this format and this tournament league way more than I thought I would. The league just sounded like something cool to do with friends. It ended up being like very well produced, very well put together, and just really fun. Like for not just us, but like for the community. I see talk about it on Twitter all the time, and yeah, it was just a really cool event. Really like to see more stuff.
Thank you, Jason, to having bring it up, because I didn't know about it.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, let's make a team.
What am I and Henneke were like, yeah, you guys didn't know about this? We got a team like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what am I like? Yo, Jordan, you want to team up? Yeah, I got a team 2 weeks ago. What is this thing?
I was in communication with them before they even announced it. I helped them like make the rule books and shit. I didn't realize you guys didn't know.
Yeah, no idea. No idea until Jason's like, "You guys want to sign up?" And I was like, "Sign up for what, dude?"
I saw like Headmaster Red in your chat. I was like, huh, there's a team league? That sounds cool. And this was like 2 weeks before it started.
Yeah,
Well, see, if you guys didn't sign up, it would have been a lot easier for me to win. Come on.
That's a good point. But I mean, we haven't. We're not there yet. What is it? Top 8 teams now?
Yep,
Yeah,
top 8.
Top 8. So we're in the. There's
Are
4.
we in the money yet?
4 matches.
We're in the green.
I don't even know if there what the prize pool looks like. I doubt it's that much.
It's like $3,000 or $4,000.
Oh damn, that's really good.
It's like pretty good.
In total.
I think it's like 2K to first place. I think that's what it is.
You know if we have anything
I know
locked
that.
up yet, being in top 8.
I think top 4
Buy
is the...
ramen.
Well, if it is top 8, then it's like you get like $250 or something, which is pretty good.
Enough to buy
least-
ramen. Is what
Enough to buy ramen.
Damn, this guy out here
Enough to
shitting on
cover
$60.
entry
Come
fees.
on.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's really good ramen.
But no, if you guys are interested in that, twitch.tv/Runeterra Academy. We'll be streaming that on Thursday evening. You can also
And I know
join
there's
their
like
Discord.
plans for like season 2 and things like that, right?
Yeah, I think that I don't know if I can leak anything. I think in like March they're planning on having a season 2. So I know a lot of people are interested in joining it. It's a really cool time, honestly. It's a lot of fun.
Imagine if there's like eight like pods.
Oh my god, too many.
wild.
Honestly, too many.
That'd be too many. All right, guys. I don't have anything else. Really? Looking forward to seasonals, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to everybody who's in the seasonal.
Yeah, seasonals, Runeterra Academy, whatever you're playing, or well, Gauntlet, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I think you
Let's
guys
get this passed.
so
I
much
don't
for
think
coming.
Gauntlet runs.
I think Gauntlet finished actually. Last chance.
Yeah,
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet's closed
Yeah.
now.
Okay, well, not good luck in that then. Good luck with everything else.
Sorry
Alright,
to
guys.
those who wanted to watch this live because the internet kind of failed.
My internet
but,
failed,
Hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully people enjoy the VOD.
Yeah, stupid
Alright.
internet. All right, thank you so much for coming, you guys and everyone who's watching on YouTube. I'll see you guys later.